Hello, I'm Draco Skura, and welcome to the show. It's been about 2 weeks for me. It's been a while. So I forgot everything. But I did see something that's interesting. There's a gallery! There's a gallery! And you best believe I fully intend to unlock every picture. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it. Boop boop. Get back. There's bloopers too, and apparently I don't know how to unlock those, but I want it, because I want to see some bloopers here. Done tutorial. Yeah, okay. I think I'm right here? Yes. So let's get started. Okay, I remember now. She fought her demonic self, and she found out that she killed your grandpa on accident. And she's feeling really bad about it. She's wanting you to give her some space. I was gonna point out, alright, so this is being completely last minute. Usually I get videos done about a week or at least half a week before I schedule them to pop up. This is the day of. This is Saturday. So sorry if there's some bad editing. Or not even any editing at all. There's going to be a frame, because I need that. That's kind of essential. YouTube doesn't like it if I don't have that frame. But in the end, long story short, I've been busy these past 2 weeks. Yeah, I usually have these completely, like these videos are usually done 2 weeks ahead of time or so, at least. Because I love this game and I love just running off with it. I've been completely busy, especially because I have a new baby lizard, and I'm trying to keep up with her and my fat lizard on, like, right beside me right now. And they're so needy. So, you don't want to hear my personal life. Ah, fuck that. Let's do this. I'll explain everything soon, please. Okay. I know. It's okay. I wasn't uncaring. I knew she needed some time to recuperate. I looked back to see her stare up at me, silent tears rolling down her cheeks as her expression gave away her surprise. Diana lowered her head and nodded, wiping her tears and taking deep breaths.
I know I shouldn't ask for this, but may I please tell you another time? It's late, and your fiancé will be looking for you.
I am so sorry if that blared out your ears. Hold the hell up. That's blared. Oh my gosh. That blared out my ears, but my volume's all the way up, so I really hope it's not blaring out anyone's ears. I completely forgot what my settings are. I smiled and left the room, knowing that I would eventually know the truth. I know the truth. I learned that in number 1. You and your torn, fucking edgy shit. As I marched... Shit. Back up. As I marched down to my room, I was stopped by Sam. I stared at him as he leaned against the door to our room, as if he was waiting for me for a while.
Hey.
Hi. Hi. Or hey. Hay's for horses. I knew that this could only mean one thing. My test was waiting for me, and apparently he knows about it. I pressed my lips together, nervous, but knowing that I had to go through it regardless of how I felt. Dan's words began to flow back into my mind as I took Sam's hand and gave it a squeeze. Sam squeezed my hand back, nodding, and I led and nodding and leading me away from our bedroom towards the war room, where Diana was waiting for us. As Diana locked her sights on us, she let out a sigh and gestured to the table, where a large conglomerate of items were placed and presented. Oh my gosh, that face. Sam halted his stop, staring at the table in absolute shock. I, however, merely grew confused. On the table was an assortment of single flowers, each a different color and type. They are formed in a magic circle pattern, but there's no magic to be seen.
When did you...
Hush, this is for her.
Hush! Sam instantly shut his mouth, and I looked at Sam in confusion. He knew what this was? I turned to Diana, completely lost.
Dear, do you know what I've prepared here?
Not a clue. I stared at the table, unsure how to discern it. A couple ideas came to mind, but I didn't want to be wrong if this was part of the test. Sam knew what it was, too, given the strong reaction from him. Could it have been Oh. What? 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 I'm gonna get a bad ending anyway, so I'm not... What are you doing? Oh, I forgot you. Okay. Sorry, I'm talking to my lizard. A demon marriage ritual. His reaction definitely shows this. Is that the test? Just saying yes or no? No, that'd be stupid. But at the same time, really cool. That was it. It had to have been. Why else would Sam react so strangely? It had been on his mind, and now it's staring me dead in the face. Diana nodded, gesturing to the flowers.
This is a marriage ritual. Freshly blossomed flowers, holding peak-worthy magical essence, arranged in a magic circle, are part of what a binding ritual needs to happen.
Aw. Part? Diana nodded and looked to the table.
The other part is a precious item forged between two souls to bind them together.
I couldn't believe it. This was my test? There was no way I was ready for this. But here I was, staring at a setup that just screamed, go for it. Or go through with it. Part of me was angry and aggravated. I had to go through this, too, for some stupid dragon's power. This was something Sam and I were supposed to discuss together. Now it felt like an arranged agreement. What was I going to do? The test was obviously going to make me go through with this for the sake of Sam, but I still wasn't ready. Soul binding seemed very heavy, and as much as I loved Sam, I needed to be 100% clear. Sam stepped forward and glared at Diana.
We're not doing this.
Holy shit. Holy shit, this got real.
Pardon?
You heard me. We're not going through with this.
Why? I stared at Sam wide-eyed. What? He didn't want to go through with it anymore? What was going on? I remember clearly that he wanted to do it. Now he was against it? Sam looked at me, and I could suddenly see the reason why buried in his eyes. He still wanted to, but not like this. I could tell he was throwing away something he desperately wanted for my own sake. Sam? Sam turned and grasped my shoulders, staring into my eyes.
I know that I want to do this. I want to do this more than anything. But you are more important to me than some dumb ritual. I will never let you force yourself to make this decision if you're nowhere near ready.
Aw, that's adorable, though. Aw, look, she's so aggravated. I felt like crying. This was exactly why I loved him. This was one of a million reasons why Sam was so important to me. My heart fell at ease, looking into his eyes and letting rogue tears roll down my cheeks. I've never heard that term before. Rogue tears. I suppose whenever you don't want to cry, they just kind of like say, ah, fuck it, and they just go. But I can't help but imagine like the game version of rogues. Like just a rogue with a bunch of leather armor and daggers. Does it jump off your face and assassinate people? I am sorry. It may have seemed like a simple thing, but to me this was important. I gently caressed Sam's cheek, feeling the warmth of his skin beneath my hand, and thinking every deity I knew that I had him beside me as mine. However, as Diana cleared her throat, we both turned to her in reaction. What really threw us off was seeing her cover her mouth, hiding some sort of smirk that was peeking out between her fingers.
Who said anything about you going through with it?
She finds it so funny. So I don't care if I don't have enough time. I need to show these faces close up. Because Sam has by far the funniest fucking faces I've ever seen. He gets the dumbfounded blank look. Why? We didn't have to go through with it? Then why was it set up?
For fuck's sake, if you're messing with us...
Diana began to laugh hysterically, causing Sam to stop talking, become dumbfounded once again. What the hell was going on?
I knew it! I knew it!
It's just a fucking prank!
What the fuck, Diana?
I've never seen her so happy. I was beyond lost. As Diana continued to laugh, she curled over her stomach and covered her face, trying to catch her breath.
This was perfect! This was absolutely perfect!
Diana, I fucking love you. Diana! Now I became frustrated. What was so funny about this? Dana finally stopped laughing, wiping her eyes from the tears that had formed from laughing so hard. Are they rogue tears? And grinned at me and Sam.
I didn't set this up to make you two do it. That would ruin the point of the test.
Oh, then why is the test? I became flustered, now mentally scrambling as to, oh, the music got serious. Now mentally scrambled as to what I was going, what, oh my gosh, the English died. As to what was I going on. Creators, this is a good game, great game. Could work on the dialogue just a tad. Great dialogue as in, like, the dialogue's good actually, it's the grammar that sometimes kills me. Because I'm trying to read this shit, and I already have slight dyslexia, so I get really confused really easy. As my body suddenly began to sink into the ground. However, I gasped and looked down, seeing a large purple pentagram pulling me and Sam into the floor.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh, ah!
Demon marriage lets you know where your soul partner is at all times. The test is that you find your husband without it.
Oh shit. I couldn't even fight back as I was engulfed by darkness at last. I couldn't tell how long I was trapped in the darkness. All I knew was that I was going to wake up and find Sam. As I opened up my eyes, I had to adjust the bright light around me and the sound of nature in my ears. I wanted to read that, the sound of nature in my eyes, and I got really confused. I read my eyes and found myself in a forest, lying underneath a large tree with burn marks across its bark. I could tell that this would be my starting place and my marker if I got lost. So while I felt terrible for the tree, I was thankful to have something to visually reference. Is it H? Yeah. Look at that. That's pretty. Okay, so we're randomly in a forest and we have to find each other? What happens if we never find each other? Is there a time limit here? By the way, the artist of this is fucking awesome. Like, I actually recognize some of the brush tools in here, and I can see the paint strokes, but I kind of like it. Like, I wish I could draw. Like, I could, but it would take me days, and I don't feel like dealing with it. Like, holy shit. Yeah, I burped. So this was my test. I'd find the man I loved without anything but my heart and my instincts. This was cheesy as hell. Expecting someone to find someone else using the power of love. I loved Sam deeply, but I didn't know if it would be strong enough to guide me through a terrain I was unaware of to Sam. Who also could have been wandering around looking for me. There were so many variables to consider. Still, this was a taste for a reason. I had to figure this out. Don't make me go left, right, forward, shit. I cut my hands together and shouted, knowing his name would be a way to bring him to me. Oh, shit. Amoris. I don't think it's gonna work. The nearby birds around me fluttered wildly in the air in surprise of my shout, but Sam didn't appear. What the hell? That was supposed to have worked. You little cheater. Something must have had him under holy magic or something to negate the demon summoning, another part of the test. Guess I wasn't allowed to cheat. So is he not allowed to try to find you? Because then that would kind of ruin the test if he was better at finding you than you were him. It's testing you, not him. Huh. It was worth a try. Okay. If I calm down, will I still look for him? Do I sit there and breathe for a moment and then find him? Or do I just go and find him? I don't want to panic. Panicking's the worst thing to do. No, personally, alright, this is my problem with this. I know what I would do. My first instinct is to go and calm myself while walking. That's what I do. Unless I get lost, then I start panicking, and it's happened before. I got lost. Story time. I got lost in a woods, and I wasn't even that deep into the woods. I was fucking like 10 meters away. Actually, more like 50 meters into the forest. It wasn't that far. I was just following a creek. Actually, I don't know how far I was. I didn't have to run that long. That's all I know. I was just following a creek, and I lost the path somehow, because my dumbass didn't decide, oh, if I look one way, it's going to look different than when I look another way. It looks different when you look back at the path you follow. And I completely lost the path. And even when I followed the creek, I completely lost it. I was a dumbass. I think I was only 16. Which, guess what? I'm 19. 3 years ago, I'm still a dumbass. But, What happened was I started slightly panicking. I even found a beaver dam somehow. And suddenly I hear these voices. I heard a group of tourists going by. It was a little camp group. And I panicked. I'm like, shit. I was calling out for them. They couldn't hear me for some dumbass reason. And I started flipping out. And I thought, shit, if they walk away and I lose their voices, I'm lost. I am not getting out of here. So I booked it. I ran straight for their voices. I didn't care if there was bushes, thorns, or anything. There was legit thorn vines hanging in my way. I got cut up and scraped. I was messed up. But I didn't give a damn. I jumped giant log piles. I didn't care. I was after those voices. I finally got out and I'm like, yes, I didn't die. I completely overreacted. More than likely, could have found my way. It's not that hard. Well, it is if it's a big forest, but I wasn't that far into the forest. It was dumb, and to this day I look back and go, oh, I was an idiot. Alright. That defeated every purpose of this real quick. Shit. Alright. I'm sorry, I got transfixed by the fact that it outlines it and gets vibrant. And because of that, it kind of makes this kind of less raggedy, because the outline's more rounded and thicker. Sorry. Shit. I don't know. Is it more vibrant? Just by a tad, not by much. Not by much. Let's go find him. I started heading to the left. Oh, the music. I started heading to the left of the tree's burn marks. It was better than no direction at all, and it was a start. Each step I took became one filled with haste. I wanted to find Sam soon. I didn't want to laze about this. It felt like hours went by until I stopped and looked around, exhausted from walking so far at such a fast pace. I leaned against a nearby tree, catching my breath. How the hell am I going to find him? Suddenly my heart began to feel heavy. What if I wasn't able to find him? What if this was an impossible quest? I felt my body slide down the side of the tree, making me sit down at the base in fear. I probably should have calmed down. This couldn't be. Sadness and ache began to consume my thoughts. There's no way to track him, no way to find him at all in this place. I'd be searching forever, only hoping that I would find him and pray that he was alive when I did. My hands combed through my hair as I fought back tears. Please let me wake up if this was a dream, but please let me see him again.
Giving up so soon, my dear?
Shut up, Diana! I'm going through an existential crisis! Is that what that term is? Okay. At Diana's voice, I suddenly gasped and looked up, only to find no one around. I quickly stood and scanned the area, but alas, there's only trees around. Diana, I don't know what to do. How can I find him? Sorry. I, broke my nose not too long ago. By that, I mean, I think it's been a week now. Yeah. Whenever you're headbanging to metal music, make sure that your loved one is not right in front of you and that they're headbanging as well. Forehead plus nose equals the nose will always lose. Diana, I don't know what to do. How can I find him?
You have all of the means to find him. You're just not thinking it through.
I looked into the air, confused as ever. What did she mean? I didn't have anything but the clothes I was wearing. Diana chuckled slightly.
Think. Besides his heart, what else did he give you as a token of his love?
His soul? As she said it, the answer came to mind, replaying the night Sam proposed to me in the night sky. I looked at my hand, seeing an engagement ring. I forgot I have that. Sam had given me, resting on my finger, glistening in the light.
There we are. The other part of the marriage ritual.
Oh, that's what the flowers were for. She was hinting, the motherfucker. Second part, this was...
Indeed. It seems he intended to ask you to be his in body, heart, and spirit.
Aw, my heart gave a hard and heated thump against my chest, agreeing with Diana's words. He had been prepared all along to ask me to be his, but wanted to at least give me what I wanted first before asking for what he wanted. I smiled, staring at the sparkling emeralds and diamonds on my ring, and finally, feeling the magic pulse within it, still I was lost on how to use it. How will this help me? Diana chuckled once more, her voice quieter than before.
I can't give you all of the answers, dear. but at least you won't be lost anymore.
I feel like this is cheating. I feel like you're giving me slight answers here. Her voice finally vanished into the air, leaving me alone once more. However, my focus was on my ring. I remembered clearly that this wasn't an ordinary ring, but one magically forged the night Sam proposed. Sam, I'm gonna find you. Bitch! I am the Yandere tracker, apparently, because that sounds freaky. I. Bleh. This is cute, though. I'm making fun of it, but this is cute. I nodded and I felt a wave of hope and courage run through my body. I was ready now. I focused on the ring, trying to will it to give me a sign, a hint, anything to help me find Sam. As I stared into it, a word popped in my mind. Letting it loose, I could feel magic pulsing in the air around my body. Amor. Spanish love. My hand suddenly became wrapped in a green... Is that also Latin? I forgot the word love in Latin. My hand suddenly became wrapped in a green chain-shaped mark. Okay, this is bugging me. I need to know what amor is. I need to know what love... I must know what love means in Latin. Okay. Wow, everything's just kind of jumping around, didn't it? Sorry, someone walked in. By the way, I pause the recordings whenever people walk in or I'm going to go look something up or something. So, love in Latin is amare. So why is it mostly, it's Latin that's the other language in here, but suddenly there's Spanish? Okay, so now I can read this in peace. My hand suddenly became wrapped in a green chain, I can't read this shit, apparently. Green chain-shaped markings sprouting from the base of my ring, before jutting off of my skin and flying forward through the air and deeper into the forest. I felt myself grinning from ear to ear. This is cheating! I was going to find him. I quickly burst into a sprint, following the ethereal chain that was leading me towards Sam, uncaring of the harsh breaths I was taking or the pain that shot through my legs. I needed to keep going forward. All that mattered was that I had to keep moving forward. The chain twisted and turned around trees and often arched around obstacles for me, guiding me perfectly towards a thicker brush of woods. The amount of bushes and smaller trees began to grow the farther in I went, but I continued. Soon enough, I found myself walking towards the descending mouth of a cave. Oh shit! Where a familiar brown-haired demon boy laid face down at its edge. Sam! I ran forward and slid onto my knees, lifting his head into my lap. Around his neck was a golden collar, which, upon my touch, vanished and caused Sam to stir from his comatose state.
What?
Hi! My heart began to swell as I stared down at him, tears welling up in my eyes. This was really him. He was safe here in my arms, and I had found him. I'm proud of little me. His emerald gaze bored in mine, still dazed from the sleep he was in. As he stared up at me, Sam lifted his hand and caressed my cheek, causing me to unconsciously nuzzle into it. How must that feel for him? Imagine that. You are sent into darkness, and then you're asleep, and suddenly you wake up in a forest, and your loved one's just staring at you. I don't know what to feel. I'd be proud. I'm like, oh, cool, you finished your test. I hope. Or is this just the beginning?
There you are.
Boy, you're gonna let me kiss you. Yeah, actually, I wouldn't say it. And by the fact that it's in these little apostrophes, I don't think that you're actually saying it. But I would. I'd be like, oh, I've been searching you for hours. I'm gonna kiss your face. I'm sorry. Why would you just nod? I couldn't help but repeat the first words he had ever said to me. Oh, that's right, because he said that. I laughed so hard when I played the first one, because he said, girl, you're gonna let me kiss you. And it caught me off guard, because he was in the first one, no matter what you do, he is your first kiss. Because he is, once again, story time. He's an incubi. And he had just gotten into a fight with one of the lower demons. I call them lower demons, because compared to the demon lord, lower demon. And him and the brothers did, and they were all exhausted and tired on the ground, practically dying. And unlike the others who had self-control, Sam did not. And he kind of just ran up to you and said, girl, you're gonna let me kiss you. And he kissed you and gained some, energy to survive. The others kept their control and I think rested. They had engraved themselves in my mind and I'm forever thankful for that day. Sam's lips curved into a smug smile, remembering the phrase perfectly.
Then hurry up and do it.
Ha ha! I grinned a bit down, capturing his lips with my own. My entire body felt complete as our lips touched. I didn't care if he took energy from me in it. Oh, he straight up did that? I had found him.
Well done.
Hello, Durgan dude. To my surprise, the voice didn't ring in our heads. The voice of a dragon echoed from the cave, causing me and Sam to separate and stare into the void. Oh, shit, do I get to see the Durgan?
You have proven to me the strength of your heart. Now, for the final test, Sam must prove his.
I still love the voice actor for this one. I instinctively gripped Sam tighter. We weren't going to be separated again, were we? Sam, however, slowly stood up, guiding me with him, and glared into the darkness.
Hit me with your best shot. I'm ready.
You and your little pale ass. A dark, echoing chuckle reverberated from the cave, causing a sliver of fear to rush down my body. I was beyond nervous. But we had come this far, we were going to win his powers.
Step into the cave and face me. I will judge you.
Okay. Memories of my nightmare began to fill my head. Same here, girlie. What if this was a trick? What if the dragon killed Sam while he was in there? Despite my frightening thought, Sam stepped towards the cave, nodding.
You got it.
Okay. Every voice and nerve in my head screamed for me to stop him. I didn't want him to die. At the same time, this was a test. He had to do it. I was placing my heart on the table and hoping it wouldn't be ripped apart with a single blast. Let him do it. I'm trusting Durgan dude. I am trusting the Durgan dude. I had to trust him. He could do this. I'm trusting Sam, too. But the Durgan dude's the one with all the power right now, so I'm trusting him. Because I have to trust him. Because if he wanted, he could puff Sam away. Puff. I watched as Sam walked into the cave, following behind until he vanished into the darkness. I stood once again between the light and the dark, waiting. My nightmare, however, soon became realized.
You are not worthy.
No! All of a sudden, the darkness became full of fire, and a bare outline of Sam flashed before burning away in a light of flames. Sam's voice couldn't even let out a scream of pain as he instantly burnt to ash. Sam!
Run! Run!
No! Then his voice echoed through the air, but I was frozen in place, watching the flames rush at me to take me as well. I let them consume me, not wanting to forever live with the memory of Sam dying before my eyes. You are not worthy, end. Ah, shit! So we found the end? That's my end. Ah, shit. my first ending. You're not worthy. Well, that's insulting. Alright. Apparently this is the ending episode of Sam's thing. The Sam run. Now, don't think I'm stopping here. I'm finding every fucking ending here, because that was bullshit. That was absolute bullshit. Oh, that's right! That's right, I knew I was going to get the bad ending, because I didn't get all the points. I missed 2 points, and you're only allowed to miss 1, practically. I think. All I know is you need 9 and above. You need 9 points up or above, and you only can get 10. So, we're going to do this shit again real quick. Hold on.
You are not worthy.
This isn't the end, but this is the nightmare. Flashbacks. Alright. I fucked up twice. I fucked up twice. I was supposed to stop him for one, and I also fucked up here. You're supposed to wait patiently. Apparently. Fucking walk through bitches. Who the fuck is messaging me right now? What do you want? Yes! Sorry, I'm busy. I knew Sam well enough to pester him and let him settle down. As he stared, I reached a hand up and gently ruffled my... He reached a hand up and gently ruffled my hair. There we go, I read it.
Sorry you had to see that.
That's good. I shook my head and held his hand, kissing his palm. As I did, Sam chuckled and stood, ushering me to stand along with him. Sam, I'm putting in my walkthrough real quick. I'm not using it just right now. I just want it up. Sam gently took my hand and walked to lead me out of the room.
Hey, hold on!
Shut up, Squirt.
Okay, this is the thing we've seen. Alright, fast forward. Oh, never mind, I didn't fuck up twice. Wait. Nope. Nope, I did not actually. Because this was stop him. This was stop him. Stopping him from changing to his other form. Oh. Well, shit, let's do this again. Fast forward. Okay, shit. Here we go. I forgot to save it. I really hope I just let him do it. But yeah, the you are not worthy route is I had less than 9 points. Oh shit, this can route to another ending if I stop him. No, I forgot to save. I don't want to go through all that shit again. Don't make me do it. That was so much fast forwarding. Ah. Jeez. There's like 4 endings, but it's enough to make me go, why? Alright, let him do it. I don't trust him. He can do this. Now he can. I have all the points. Shit. I watched Sam walk through the cave, following behind until he vanished into the darkness. I stood once again between the light and dark, waiting. Waiting. Moments of silence ran by, filling my body with anxiousness. Was he safe? Was he okay? Oh wait, so this is already different. At the sudden shout of a dragon's roar, I jumped and gripped to the cave wall, frightened to the core. It echoed into silence out of the mouth of the cave, but I became worried. What happened? What was going on? The faint echo of footsteps began to make their way towards me. Despite me not being able to see into the dark, I hoped it was Sam. I prayed it was Sam unscathed. Whoa! Hey, I like your eyes. They look good. As Sam finally reappeared out of the darkness, I gasped, not at seeing him at last, when I saw his eyes. They were swirling with red and green flames along the whites of his eyes, while his emerald irises glowed in the shadows of the cave. Just from seeing him, I could tell he had changed and become much more powerful. Sam? Sam grinned at me. Look at that little grin! Stepping up in front of me and placing a hand on my head.
Sup, you doofus?
Ah! Doofus! He's back to normal. Ah, shit, I dropped my fucking headphone. Aw, that music. I bit my lip and shook my head, pounding a fist into his chest before hugging him to me tightly.
Whoa. Hey, it's alright. I'm right here.
You're back from the dead, sir! I had to go back in the fucking past. Do you have any idea how much shit I had to go through just to get right back here? Alright, I'm allowed to cry a little bit. Thank God you are.
May your battle be won, Lord of Dragons.
I like this better. Think of it. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Wait. I'm with the Lord of Dragons now. Awesome. I looked over Sam's shoulder into the darkness, seeing the faint outline of a large dragon's head fade away before my eyes. What the? Lord of Dragons? Before Sam could answer me, a light burst into the air, causing us to grip onto each other and shut our eyes. The warmth of the light seemed to comfort me and ease our travel to wherever the dragon was sending us. Regardless, I clung to Sam tightly, desperate not to let go of him. When we opened our eyes at last, we were in the war room in the middle of space with the rebel leaders, the incubi and their wives staring wide-eyed at us. Before anyone could move, however, Diana applauded us, making everyone turn their heads towards her in confusion.
Well done, you two.
Damn right! So much work
Wait.
into this.
You knew where they were all along?
Well, I take it you guys were asking her if she was playing dumb.
She told us they were gone. She didn't say she didn't know where.
Ha!
Listen, that's rude.
At least they're safe now.
James, however, took a step towards Sam, peering at him. Sam's eyes had returned to normal, but I bet that his aura was different now that he was Lord of Dragons, or whatever the dragon had called him.
At least you're safe now.
You were worried about him too, dude.
Ha ha!
Don't ruin it. He has a reputation.
Ha ha!
He's much stronger than before now.
Actually, real quick, I'm gonna save this shit. Not right here, because I'm gonna use that to check out the other ending. But it's much stronger than before now. Oh shit, back up. Oh shit. Sam gave James a smug look before holding out his hand.
Yeah, I'm alright now.
Daw. Brothers. The two brothers shook hands, smiling at one another. I was happy to know he was alright as well, giving him a squeeze. Diana, however, cleared her throat as the rebel leaders took off, catching everyone's attention.
Well, I hate to break up this little reunion, but we have a battle to fight tomorrow. We should rest.
Okay. Everyone was in agreement, especially my aching body. The run in the forest was not a kind one. As everyone began to leave, however, Diana called out.
Sam, a moment please. Alone.
He still has the greatest dumbfounded face I've ever seen. I was worried about what Diana wanted to speak to Sam about alone, but I left the room with the rest of the group regardless. Diana seemed adamant. However, I remained at the door, listening in. Ha!
So, you got me alone. What do you want?
I peeked into the room to see Diana facing away from Sam, who had his arms crossed and was waiting for her to speak.
Tomorrow is the day we head out to fight him. We've been fighting for 10 years, and it will finally end.
Yeah?
You're stalling. What is it?
Do you know how many lives have been lost because of this war?
Sam finally lowered his arms and glared at the back of Diana's head. I glared as well. Why was she bringing this up? From her tone of voice, however, she seriously wanted an answer.
Hundreds? Thousands?
9.5 million lives.
Damn! Sam's breath hitched in shock, as did mine. That many lives have been lost? Was this war truly as bloody as the rebel leaders described it to be? Diana turned her head and stared into Sam's shocked gaze.
I had to send off and watch almost 9.5 million soldiers marching to their deaths. This world lost that many lives and had to take their blood and ashes into its soil as the battles we fought ended. The Demon Lord, however, ravaged and slaughtered thousands of innocent lives in between, sending more people to their deaths just because they were in his way.
Why are you telling me this?
All of those lives could have been spared.
Oh shit, she's calling him out. Diana turned around and glared hard at Sam. To my surprise, Sam froze in place. Alright, I'm gonna call this before she does. In the beginning, in the first game, if you, no matter what male incubi you went with, she wanted to marry at least one of them. And for some reason, she always, focused on the one you wanted. I don't know why. But she just wanted one of them to marry her because they are the sons of this demon lord. And if she married them, it would have merged the kingdoms, and it would have, she wanted to save as many lives as she could by doing this. She didn't love them. She just wanted to save her kingdom, which is understandable. And she's apparently really upset about that.
Every single life that was lost during this war could have lived, could have been leading normal lives.
Sam didn't open his mouth. Why wasn't he saying anything? I felt the need to step in, but I was stopped by a hand over my mouth. Shh. Hi, Damien. I looked up to see Damien cover my mouth and staring into the room intently. I didn't understand. Why was he hushing me? I looked back into the room as Diana began to step towards Sam.
My kingdom became the target of the Demon Lord's wrath, and I came back to the castle, and my people screaming to the sky and burning in the flames. My family was taken away from me, and there is nothing I can do to bring them back.
As Diana finally got close to Sam, leaning nose to nose with him, her eyes began to glow a cold golden color, making me worry.
And it's all because of you, your brothers, and that human.
Oh, shit. Ah! Like lightning, Diana and Sam slammed into the far wall. However, instead of Diana against the wall, Sam was held against it with Diana's hand over his mouth. What surprised me the most was Sam staring at Diana with almost a shocked and fearful expression. What the hell? Sam gripped Diana's arm, but for some reason, she didn't seem to be affected by his strength, like he was gripping stone. Where did her strength come from?
I want to get it through your head that this war is your fault. Yours and that human's faults. My parents, my sister, their lives were ripped away from this world because of you two. My kingdom burned, drowned in the flames of the Demon Lord because of you two.
Oh, shit. I never got more close to crying.
Your brothers were too enthralled with the human world to give a damn about where they came from, so I could have never convinced them to come back. You were my only hope, and you decided that the human was more important than the peace of this world. Because of your love for her, you stayed in the human world and caused so much death.
I don't think anything I do will not, do anything here. I could struggle to step in, which means Damien has me right now. I cannot do shit.
I want to burn that anger into your soul. Every single life that has been lost in this war to stop the Demon Lord was because of you and your love.
Diana's hand slowly moved from Sam's mouth to his collar and gripped it, pulling him up onto his toes. However, as they continued to stare at each other, Sam's eyes began to glow a bright red and gold color, the mixture swirling in his green irises.
This war wasn't.
Yes, it was!
Diana quickly pulled Sam forward and slammed him back into the wall, causing him to jerk and wince, growling but continuing to stare at Diana's angry expression. Around Diana's body was a dark purple aura, flickering like a wildfire with her screams.
If I had just killed that human and dragged you back, the world would not be suffering as it is! If that human wasn't alive, then the Demon Lord would not have done what he did!
I feel so awful! Holy hell!
If you and your brothers had just stayed, this war would not have happened!
We're gonna end it!
We will! And when this war is over, I will never have to see you or that damn human ever again!
What are you doing? I stared wide-eyed as Diana lowered her head down and slightly loosened her grip on Sam's collar. Her back was arched over, twitching and spasming as Diana gritted her teeth.
That is why you too must survive.
What?
What?
I know, right? Diana's voice weakened immensely, drenched in softened, chopped sobs and whimpers.
You too need to survive this war. You need to protect her. And stay alive, no matter what.
That's a good voice actor. Holy hell. My heart dropped, but my mind was lost. What was this coming from? I felt Damien loosen his grip over my mouth slightly as I watched Sam straighten up and look down at Diana. The aura around Diana slowly began to die out with each word Diana choked out. So I take it because she blames you and Sam's love and the Incubi's love for the humans for the war, and because of that, she wants you two to survive. For the sheer fact that would be a waste. If all these people died, she doesn't want it a waste because you two got stupid and died in the war. That'd be a waste.
If either of you die,
there you go.
Then this war will have happened for nothing. All of those lives, all of this destruction. The only reason we are here is because of you two.
Diana.
Diana looked up at Sam, a new hopeless pain burning in her eyes as tears began to stream down her face.
Swear to me, Brute, that you will take responsibility for this and live. No matter what happens. Damn the war, damn my life. But you must swear that you understand and will take this responsibility.
I legit want to cry because this voice actor is dead on. Holy hell. My heart was hurting at the sight of Diana. She looked so broken, barely gripping to Sam and no longer forcing him against the wall behind him. Sam, however, pressed his lips together. What was he going to do? Diana stared at Diana's expression, slowly grabbing onto both of Diana's horns and pulling Diana's head downward, forcing her forehead to the top of his head.
I swear.
Aww. For the first and only time in my life, I watched Diana crumple to the ground onto her knees with Sam following her down. Diana's hands released Sam and covered her face before she started sobbing violently into her palms. Sam kept his hands on her horns, forcing her forehead into the top of her head with closed eyes. Red energy from Diana's body slowly began to slide along her form and into Sam's head, slowly wrapping around him and fading away. I stepped away from the door and looked at Damien, seeing him look down at the ground in shame. Damien?
It is our fault, but we can't change the past.
We can only end this.
I nodded, feeling the weight of... Oh my gosh, I can't fucking read. Feeling the weight of the world rest on my soul. In a way, I felt completely responsible for this war even happening. I loved Sam enough to keep him away from his duty, his reason for birth. I chained him to me, and I wouldn't let him go. I looked back to Diana, seeing her shaking and crying as Sam continued to remain still, holding her horns. The energy had vanished, and all that was left were the tears Diana was shedding. Did Sam take her energy?
Sam took away her rage.
Oh. Wait, what? I looked up at Damien, confused. He was an incubus, so he was only able to take any sexual energy, right? He could take other forms of energy away too? Sam could do that?
Yes, actually. While he's an incubus, he's also part brute demon, just like the rest of us.
I was surprised. Sam was part brute demon. So were the boys? Damien chuckled softly, assumingly because he read my mind, and nodded.
Our mothers were succubi. The demon lord, though, he's no incubus. He's a brute demon who feeds on and uses rage energy.
Why are you saying that with such a fucking smile? I'm learning so much! Demon looked into the room, losing part of his smile.
Sam, our brothers and I were born incubi, but Sam inherited more brute demon traits than the rest of us. Thus, why he had the nicknames Brute and Monster.
Aw? Because he wasn't like a regular incubus? Damien nodded. I looked to Sam, seeing him stare into Diana's scalp with a focused but intense expression. The more I thought about it, the more I could see what he meant.
Sam never got into the idea of taking and using sexual energy. He was angry all of the time in the demon world, so he fed on rage energy instead. It wasn't until he went to the human world with us when he began to rely on his incubus powers.
That's so cool! I could only imagine it. Sam, who hated his father and was the rebel son of the Incubi brothers, full of anger. That was probably why he was so forward when we had met and full of attitude. Still, I fell in love with him. He was truly a wonderful man. He did everything he could to make me happy and feel safe. He always put me first, which flattered me and made me feel incredibly special. I didn't know what to say to that. Diana eventually stopped crying and wiped the tears from her face, but she didn't raise her head. Damien, whom I thought would have stayed longer, disappeared, leaving me alone to watch.
Sam, if I die, would you?
Would he what? I stared, hoping that Diana would reply with a clear question, but she merely closed her eyes and let out a small sigh. Suddenly, the noise in the room became silent, and I could see Diana's lips move. Sam's eyes widened as she finished speaking, but he didn't say anything back, even as Diana looked up at Sam. When Sam finally reacted, he let out a silent sigh and spoke back. The sound of his voice negated through whatever silence engulfed the room. As my body began to collapse, I watched Diana listen and nodded with a smile before fading into the ground through a dark pentagram. Sam, however, remained there, staring where Diana had been, and took in whatever she had said. Upon the demand of my body, I began to make my way towards the bedroom, not wanting Sam to know that I had been eavesdropping. As I left, I searched for Diana. Time had passed, and I knew that now was the moment to get my deserved answers. At least I wasn't being followed, so I began to scour the castle, trying to find wherever Diana had gone off to. Hi, Sado. Fuck off. I don't like you. At the sound of Sado clearing his throat, I quickly turned around and saw Sado looking to me, as if he was waiting for me to turn around and face him. As I did, he nodded his head and gestured to follow him. I did, following him into a new branch of the castle I had not been in before. I was stunned to see such a place, but as I walked on, the air seemed to grow fresher with each step. Eventually, I was led to a door. Sado slowly opened it, and I could only stare at what I had been presented. A large forest, obviously hidden and bound by magic, stretched as far as my eyes could see past the door. As I stepped out, I could feel that I was somehow in another void, some sort of protected place in the castle. I continued to walk in, taking in the sights around me. The trees were lush, and the air was as fresh as the countryside in the human world. Despite the feeling of magic around me, I could tell that this place was an untainted sanctuary. Soon enough, however, I stopped at the sight of Diana, kneeling by a large and beautiful pink and purple tree. She had her head bowed, as if she was praying, so I very slowly walked up beside her, wondering what she was doing. The song she was muttering was unfamiliar, but the sight in her hands made me slightly gasp in surprise. A small silver crown, barely large enough to fit a newborn's head, rested in her hands as Diana stared down at it lovingly. The way she held it on her palm showed its significance, as if it could break at the smallest movement. After a moment, Diana lowered it to the base of the tree alongside two beautiful gold crowns that looked to be freshly polished and welded. As Diana pulled her hands away, she looked at me with a slight frown.
This was my punishment.
This? Diana nodded and turned her head back to the crowns.
Before I went to the human world, I was a simple princess. I studied every topic of knowledge known to the abyssal planes, and trained to one day become a strong and powerful queen. That was all thanks to my mother and father.
Aw. My eyes drifted to the two crowns, realizing the significance. Diana continued.
Months before I was supposed to be wed to James, my mother and father told me that I was going to have a baby sister. I couldn't have been any happier. Every descendant of Lilith is born a single child, but to have a sibling.
Aw. The small crown caught my attention as Diana let out a shaky sigh, but kept speaking.
I vowed to protect her and my parents, knowing that the wedding would ensure our kingdom's safety. But when I arrived at the Demon Lord's castle, I was told that the wedding was cancelled, and the agreement that kept my kingdom safe was on the verge of dissolving, because my husband and his brothers had run off. My instinct was to run back home, protect my city and my family at all costs. But another urge struck me at the same time.
What do you mean? Diana looked up at the tree's leaves, causing me to do the same. On each branch were a plethora of purple fruits that resembled peaches. I was stunned to see so many hidden beneath the leaves of the tree, but Diana's answer caused me to look back at her attentively. Are these those fucking fruits that she has you try in the first game if you're going down her route? They're so good. Like, reading the description of them made me hungry.
In the kingdom of heaven, there is a city called Yggdrasil. It runs like clockwork, and the spirits that live there are the ones who influence everything that happens in the human world. The weather, the environment, everything.
I stared wide at Diana. There was a city that was devoted to that? How the hell did that even work? Diana continued, trying to ease my confusion.
There are beings in that city called muses. Powerful beings who have a gift given to them by the ruler of heaven, called suggestion. It gives them the ability to strongly encourage people to do something in their lives, whether it be bad or good. One muse, however, is powerful enough to live outside of the city, and decided to make a very, very strong suggestion to me for the sake of her story.
I tried to take everything in. I expected to answer, but this seemed ridiculous. Muse's suggestion? How is this possible? Demons are one thing, but having the ability to control people with suggestion? That was way too overpowered to even be real.
This muse needed a proper villain for her story. One who had everything to lose, but no way to try and protect what she had. A stubborn princess who was willing to kill for the sake of her kingdom.
Wait, am I the muse? Excuse me. Someone willing enough to kill a human. Diana nodded, silently swallowing her grief.
While my heart told me to return to my kingdom, my mind became obsessed with finding the boys and bringing them home. I begged the Demon Lord to let me find them and bring them back, and he agreed to hold off any invasion until I returned. I dissected the castle, looking through every nook and cranny, trying to find any hints to where they had gone. When I found the remnants of the gate spell your grandfather used to bring them to the human world, my mind suddenly latched on to getting through without a second thought.
Diana looked away from me, lowering her head in shame.
Without thinking it through, I recast the gate spell and used the remainder of that man's life to enter the human world. I didn't realize what I had done until the gate closed and he took his last breath.
You were there when he died?
I was. The gate spell was connected to him, so when I opened it back up, it sent me straight to him and allowed me to use his life energy.
I watched as Diana lifted her hands and stared into him, slightly shaking.
When I realized what I had done, I became racked with grief. I ran as far as I could from his body, changing myself into a human, and simply ran until I couldn't any longer. I had taken away the life of a human, something demons are not allowed to do unless it was to protect the secrets of magic. I feared the angels would hunt me down, but as I rested, I suddenly became filled with unjustified purpose and confidence. I repurposed my disguise to match how I really looked, and found myself on the hunt for the incubi.
All this was because of a muse?
Muses are dangerous beings, dear. While they cannot completely control you, their suggestions are as powerful as your natural instincts. This muse didn't want her villain to wallow in grief, but to become the perfect enemy for her main character.
Oh. Me? Diana nodded once more. So wait, oh my gosh, is the creator of the muse? Is that what this is? Speaking of, she has a very interesting... Is it Tumblr that she's on that I follow? I don't even know if I follow it. All I know is I check on it once in a while. But, is the creator the muse? Because if so, that's kind of cool. Like, she snuck herself in there. And she does. She has all the power. She has all the power. That's so cool!
A love story that would wreck the 5 worlds. A romance of a human and a demon prince. When the love of a human is said to be impossible to gain, could a simple human have the strength to obtain it with her heart?
This is breaking the fourth wall in such a beautiful way. It all made sense. Diana killed my grandfather, who granted me his mansion where I met the incubi. All the pieces of my past were aligned, with Diana being both a victim of circumstance, the inciting incident of my life, and the villain I had to go up against. I stared at my knees, feeling my mind jumble at piecing everything together. My life was written out by someone beyond my control. I started questioning everything. Were any of the choices I made in my life my own? Sensing my fear, Diana placed a hand on my shoulder, and I felt her calm my anxiety. As I looked up at her, she gave me a sad smile.
Before you think that your life is a lie, know that a muse only has the ability to focus on one individual when making their suggestion. Every choice you made was of your own design, even the part when you told me off.
Told you off? I looked deep into Diana's eyes, seeing her sincerity and wisdom with the words she spoke. I felt relieved that I was in control of my life, but to have a story laid out for me was something I wasn't prepared to completely take in. Maybe it's better to be ignorant. I shook my head and attempted to change the subject. That doesn't explain what that copycat was. Diana chuckled and moved to sit on her hip, looking to me with a hand over her lap.
Well, I am a very powerful succubus, as you well know. I couldn't just let a muse completely use me. So after I stole your energy that night, before I returned home, I forced the suggestion out of my soul, hoping to be rid of it forever.
Aww.
Unfortunately, when I returned and found my kingdom in flames, my grief resurrected it, and it became a permanent part of me, haunting me and reminding me of what I could have been. A ruthless, cruel temptress that could have killed another human to get her way. It forced me to believe that everything was my fault, and, in a way, it was. I wasn't strong enough to stop the suggestion from taking over. It became the source of my madness, controllable at first, but fueled by each fight I fought with the Demon Lord.
Aw. It made sense that Diana herself had madness, and finding the Demon Lord made it worse. That's why it became powerful enough to become its own being. What if it consumed her? I shivered at the idea of the cruel Diana returning, making Diana giggle a bit.
Don't worry, dear. That copycat is no longer here. I don't think I can ever revert back to who I was. But I promise that the woman who destroyed your grandfather's life is gone.
Dawn, what are you going to do now? After another soft chuckle, Diana looked at the magic sky beyond the tree line.
I think I'll save this world, and help it grow for as long as I can. It's what my family would have wanted.
The Lilith family is so fucking cute. What about what you want? Diana's happiness was important as well. Now that she is free of her guilt and obligation, she could choose her life. Diana looked at her feet and shook her head.
What I want does not matter. It never has. What is important is this world and its safety.
For once I was able to understand what the copycat meant by her having a golden heart. I felt a little envious and a little pity for her. Hopefully she would be truly happy just helping the demon world without expecting anything in return. I left her by the tree to prepare for the morning. We needed to rest, and Diana wanted to be alone with her family one last time before the siege.
Hey.
What is it?
Keep everything that happened between us. I'm asking sincerely.
Alright. With a nod, I smiled and made a silent promise to keep quiet. With that, I returned to my room. Yeah! I finally reached my room and let my body fall into the bed. I let out a sigh of utter pleasure as I felt the cloud-like bed cradle my body on its surface. I was beyond happy. I had been kidnapped and taken to the demon lord world by the demon lord, trapped here unless he or I died. Then Sam and I had haunted by a powerful being that had been hell-bent on testing us. This entire week has become a wild roller coaster ride of excitement that I would never expected. Still, there is joy to be found in adventure, and my curiosity thanked destiny for letting me experience it. Now all I wanted to do was get home and marry the man I loved. As Sam finally entered the room at last, I smiled and nodded, then stood, walking over and wrapping my arms around him.
Hey, you ready to go home?
Alright, so these endings will be a two-parter, because it's literally been an hour, and I can't keep going. And this looks like I have a whole war to go through. The next episode might be really, really short, to tell the truth. But if it is, like, less than 30 minutes or 40, I'll probably start the next one, which, according to a random voting that I had people I never knew do, my next one's going to be blue. Yay. So look forward to that. Anyway, this is awesome. I wanted to cry. Jeez, the voice actor for Diana's awesome. The voice actors are awesome. Just bravo. Anyway, I hope this gets posted on time. If it's a little late, I apologize. If it does, yeah. For those of you watching and actually do finish these videos, first of all, why do you finish these? It's hour-long videos of just me being dumb. I'm still gonna finish them, because for some reason I feel really, I feel like I'd complete something if I did this. Plus it gives me an excuse to post something on Saturdays. Which once I get a camera, fun fact for those who actually watch these, and once I get a camera, I'm wanting to do Scaly Sundays where I just record the lizards just being doofs. I want to record the lizards and, you know, just kind of show their cuteness. Val and Leo would probably be really fun to record and show the peeps. Anyway, I'm out of time. Like, I've way gone past my time on this. I was hoping to get all the endings in one video. Didn't. In the end, I'm Jake Oscura. I hope you enjoyed the show. Have a good day.